Hey Gemini, welcome to your early, well, I was gonna say mid-March, early April, Jesus, beginning of May reading. Gemini, beginning of May. Now, those other readings might have something to do with this. There might be links to it, so take that into consideration. Okay, let's see. Okay. All right. Now, there's a focus here. What in particular, not too sure, but I think there is a focus nonetheless. Whether it's direction, yeah, it does look like it's direction. Because there was, when you set your mind, when you have a goal, right, and you know you can achieve that goal, but you know also that it is too far away. It's really far away, and that it takes a lot of freaking work, but also time to get to that point. The acceptance of that is what's really coming to mind now. The understanding was taking place, but more so the pre-planning to reach that point. That's what you're really talking about here. The how is really the difficult part. I think that there's so many ways that you can achieve your goal, that you can, and none of them are wrong either. But when you don't have a certain level of focus into one thing, and you're trying to divide yourself into many different pieces in order to reach your goal, it ends up being detrimental versus productive. A certain level of focus needs to be implemented. And it's not that it's not that you cannot find different ways to reach your goal, to go about it, but because they do actually fulfill a certain, there is productivity behind that too, because besides the filtering out, it allows you to kind of expand. It allows you to really think about things in a different way, and to really add on to, so it's basically this. You have a list of, let's just say you have a list of that you take to the supermarket in order to buy the things that you need in order to make a cake, right? Now you have your staples such as eggs, butter, things like that, but then you have things that you add on to the cake that, you know, you might make it pretty, or, you know, whatever it may be. Right now, what you are worried about is being able to make the cake, whether it's gonna have stuff on the outside or not, you know, different, whatever. It doesn't matter. What's most important is to make the cake, to understand how to, and to be able to bake it. That's what's critical now. Once we pass that, then we can worry about the other stuff. But without the basis, you know, the default, we can't proceed, no matter how pretty we want to make the cake. And that's really what's going on now. You don't really like that because Image matters, right? And you understand that, and it's true. But making a cake that tastes good also matters. And that's what we're worried about now. Wow. There's so many ways that you want to bake this cake. And I understand, especially with, if you're highly creative, people tend to have that issue. Not that it's an issue, but it's you gotta bring it back to the basics. You're happy with it though. I just think you wish you could do more, right? Because you don't want to be pigeonholed into the boring stuff. You want to be creative, very much like a mutable sign. I mean, you have so many things that you want to do, so many ideas, especially as a Gemini. Okay. All right. Well, it's looking pretty positive, though. I think it needs to get to that point first, right? It's important. The basics is important. Something to go off of is important too. Now, you're really taking care of what feels important to you, and this is just an initiation, and it's a beginning. It's the beginning to various other things that are. It's going to open doors to various other things that will make you happy. Whereas right now, you're just going off of maybe habit, some things that are habit rather than what makes you happy. The structure is necessary. You're going to realize that moving forward. Maybe you don't see it quite yet, but it allows you to actually unlock a lot more than what you're capable of. And then you're going to realize that, wow, I've reached this level previously, but maybe I've just forgotten it. When you're doing something, whether it's working out, whatever it may be, work, when you get in the zone, right? That's what we're talking about, is getting into the zone, whereas just things just kind of happen and everything just becomes second nature. Whereas right now you're kind of, maybe before you were maybe forcing things to happen. You don't want to, you want to be in the state of flow, and that's where we're heading. Just got to trust the process. The structure needs to be there, however, and that's what's going to unlock and what's going to make you free ultimately also. Okay, that's what I have, Gemini. If it resonated, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Good luck.